Hello everybody, and welcome to EverQuest Next Landmark Alpha. So, I got a Founders Pack, which is something that you have to buy in order to actually play the alpha, but I am in EverQuest Next Landmark, so I figured I'd show you guys around a little bit. These aren't going to be like a playthrough video, and I'll explain what's going on with all of this random nonsense that is here on my claim, but these videos are just meant to bring you guys updates on what is actually going on in the game, when it gets updated and all that fun stuff. I'll be doing videos for that, and for the most part, I'm just really enjoying the game, right? So I'm not too concerned with doing a constant series of this. It's going to be kind of sporadic videos, but you see the FPS counter in the top. So I'm not recording this in 1080p yet because the game is not optimized. You can see what it's running at while recording. So without I'm running about 40, but recording you can clearly see it's running at about 30. So let's show you around the world a little bit. This is my dude I created, and I'll kind of briefly explain what Landmark is, because Landmark is different than EverQuest Next. They're two different games. So I could pretty much just climb up anywhere here in Landmark, and Landmark is a series of continents. You can see this one here, and all these flags are people's claims. Now, what is a claim? Well, you can build on your claim, which is, that's what that is right there. Nobody else can see that giant box, but you can obviously see everything else that's within the claim itself. Now, it's kind of like Landmark is. It's kind of like glorified Minecraft, right? So I have a pick, and at any given place, because the entire world is made of voxels, I could just start picking. So as you see there, I could just go straight into the ground, and boom, I'm already creating a hole, and then I can go inside this hole. I can even go first person and mine my way through the ground here if I wanted to, but I'm just picking up dirt. So right now, I mean, they haven't finished their what they call the underworld, or the caves, basically, where you're going to find a lot of the stuff, but you'll find stuff at the moment on the surface, like this iron here. So I can pick through this iron, and that is exactly what I'll pick up, which is nice. It'll give me iron. It'll give me elemental iron, which is a rarer resource that you get from the iron, and you can clearly see the vein, and you go through, and this is silver right here. How do I know what it is? Well, because they have a thing where it actually tells you what you're getting. So if I go through there, you see I got elemental silver, silver ore, stuff like that, which is, it's pretty cool. To be able to mine through the world, it's kind of impressive, actually, that the whole world is made of voxels, and it allows you just to dig. And while this is an alpha, and while I will not suggest buying it currently, because there are a lot of features missing out of it, so unless you're really interested in playing alpha, then it's probably not your thing. Unless you want to help develop the direction of this game specifically, then wouldn't suggest buying the alpha. I would wait till like closed beta and then get in somehow that way, which you can sign up on their website for closed beta and all that fun stuff as well. But as you see, I just mine, and it's kind of got that Minecraft-y feel. You get resources, and then you craft with those resources. I'll show you crafting in a minute, but it is just really cool to look at. You can just completely mine through the ground there, and it does heal itself over time, which is cool. So resources replenish themselves, because these are all people. These are all people's places that they've started building. Like I can look here on whatever this is that this guy's building. Obviously it's not in detail and you can't really see it that well, and maybe there's something better. Usually you see a lot of castles. People make typically a lot of castles. That guy's making a rock. That guy's making something. It's kind of hard to tell with the detail here, but I can go over here, and maybe I saw another person. They can run up and say hi and do all that other fun stuff. And in the near future here, they released a roadmap, so we know it's going to happen. In the near future, they said that there's going to be, friends list where you can add your friends to your claim, and you guys can build together, and then you can extend your claims and kind of combine things, and you can make epic things together, which can be sweet. So I totally just took out that tree like a total boss. Okay, so let's go over to my claim, right? So my claim is something that I found in the world. So this was my spot that I found. If I zoom out and do so, show claimable land. So, you know, there's like a spot to the north of me, spot over to the east. There's spots all around, but I kind of got a bum spot on the end of the world here. But I did find a nice little secluded area. There were a lot more trees in my claim, but it was very jungly, so I cleared a lot of them out. Now, what do you do with your claim? Well, you kind of build whatever the heck you want. There's certain things that you can craft with, like this stuff. Like I can come in here and I can craft different picks. I have a very good pick, so it's not like I need to. In fact, this is an upgraded forge, which gives me different tiers of stuff. So I have a tungsten pick, but you know, I could get different things. You can also craft building tools, you know, paint tools, select tool, smooth tool. I have the smooth tool. I don't have a paint tool. You can, you know, do axes for cutting down trees, which make things go quicker. You can make grappling hooks. You can, you know, make lights and light stones. You could do props, so I can make like a vault, which will hold a lot of my stuff. There's other kind of vaults you could do and props. So you can refine metal. So that iron I got, I could just, you know, refine all that right there. You could go to this, and you can actually make like pillows, you know, or curved pillows, or, you know, a brazier and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. And I created this platform just so I had something to kind of place all my stuff on, my crafting benches. It's not a permanent thing. I could delete this at any given time. In fact, I'll even show you some of the tools. So you can sit here, and as a single block, you can just, you know, cut through these things. You could do a larger block. You could just cut through the ground, or I can Control Z and undo it, you know, like you would in Photoshop and stuff like that, which is really cool. I could use my select tool, and I can select an area, and then I can hit delete and remove it. And likewise, I can hit Control Z and bring it back up, which is pretty cool. I could select, you know, these stairs here in a grid like so. I can Control C. I can then Control V and put them down anywhere, and I can orientate it whatever way I want to, which is pretty cool. So there's a lot of building tools that are very powerful, and you get basically the exact same tools that the devs get. Pretty impressive, right? Now, on your claim yourself, you can't actually like mine down. You can't get resources and stuff like that. It'll say it's unavailable. So, for example, let me go to my axe. If I go to try to chop down the tree, it says it's not possible to harvest that, and that's because it's on my claim. So what I decided to build, and it's obviously a work in progress, and you can see that when you go in and out of a claim. It'll pop up at the top. Boom, Senkiki's Tower of Power, work in progress, right? So that's what I put there. You can adjust all that down over here. So I can click on that and adjust my tags and the claim stuff for that. But my idea here is to have like a floating mage tower, and I've created all of this. So I've created these little islands, and they're a rough sketch of what I want to do. I've been taking the smoothing tool to them every time I kind of come up on them and make them so they're a little less blocky, and I want to get the grass tool to put down grass on them to make it look like they've actually been ripped out of the ground by some magical force. It's kind of what I'm going with, which is what this is. You know, this is a chunk of ground. In fact, I can take my smoothing tool here. Let's turn it to a sphere, smooth that out a bit. And in fact, that, you know, a couple of these blocks are sticking out, making it kind of blocky. So I'm just going to go back to my smoothing tool, smooth that out. That looks a little better. We'll remove that one. There we go. And I'm constantly adjusting this, but I got this nice chunk of ground that I made with some of their, you know, just add tools. Like I was just adding things, but I was adding them as spheres, and then, you know, adding blocks here and there and using the smooth tool, and I made it look like a chunk of ground has been ripped out. And I plan on adding grass and stuff to it, but my mage tower is on that, and it is almost falling off, so it is being supported by some wood beams there. Jump up over to here. So the idea is that you have to first be able to make it up here, and then you get inside the tower. And I haven't really worked on the tower all that much itself. Like today was pretty much the first day of really getting to the bottom of how I want this tower to look. And I've got some ideas. Like there's going to be a huge cap at the top, circular like observatory cap on the tower itself. And then what's going to happen is on like midway sections, there's going to be balconies that you'll get to. And the balconies will also have islands. And those islands will jump to different towers. You know, say like I'll have a tower like up over here, and that'll have all my crafting stuff in it. So it'll be this really epic landscape that I'm working on. But this is just kind of the rough sketch here, which is quite cool. And so I'm creating stairs and this ground here. And what I was working on previous to logging out the previous time was getting this wood, which is actually really annoying to get. And I was just placing it in the wall like this to give it a border, a little bit of detail. Obviously, once again, all work in progress, so don't judge my work here. It's getting there, but it's not quite there yet. But to speed this little process up, which, did I just put a block underneath? No, I didn't. Speed this process up, I could just, you know, take that, copy, I could paste, and, you know, just move this up like so, using my scroll wheel, and just plop it over. And let's it's a little wonky, but one of the things they're working on in a new update coming up here soon is actually streamlining the controls a little bit, make them a little less confusing, which I appreciate. I think they're very strong, but they could be better, and I think that's exactly how they feel as well. So it's pretty cool. So this is going to be a floor, and then it's going to have more stairs that go up and stuff, and once again, you know, balconies and windows out the side. There's a lot of detail that I need to put in and stuff, but I've only been working on this a couple days, so it's been a lot of fun. And, you know, learning the tools is also very cool. But as you can tell, Landmark is a very powerful sandbox. Nothing has ever been created like this in such a powerful way. That's an MMO. You know, other people are playing this, which is sweet. I have an inventory that I can go through. You know, I've got these other robes that I can wear, which they're pretty stylish, but I like my techie looking ones. Yeah, I've got other stuff in my inventory. I actually have a character panel, so I've got gear and whatnot, which is cool. Really like that. So there's a lot of cool stuff there, and I'm excited to see where the game is going. They're still working on adding creatures to, you know, actually have combat with, which means they'll have combat. Right now, you can craft things, and things have different things. So I have 2 copper axes here, and as you can tell, one has 62 speed, the other one has 61 speed. So it's a randomized stat system when you craft things. Like I managed to make a rare silver steel pick, but my my tungsten pick right there is, you know, just a green one. It's a common one, which isn't that great, but it works for getting the resources that I need, and there's some cool stuff, and I really appreciate the game. So you'll be seeing more Landmark videos on the channel, you know, over the course of a few weeks here, and I'll definitely put more updates as I get ideas on this. I'm going to be streaming when I do this kind of thing, and I'll be building and streaming at the same time and getting feedback from people and going throughout the world and just, you know, collecting ores and stuff. It'll be a relaxing time, but in between the streams, I will update you guys on how my tower is coming and how I actually plan on doing it. And hopefully I'll get some of the stuff that I put in here on the Player Studio, and then you guys can actually pick that stuff up for yourself, which will be really cool when the game is actually live. So that'll be a lot of fun. But I'm enjoying this a lot. And if you're at all interested, it's worth it. If you're not interested, or you're kind of on the fence, then wait until closed beta. Don't purchase the alpha, because it's $60 for the founders pack in order to get into the alpha. So, and alpha is alpha, so you're not necessarily getting a finished game. So keep that in mind, and you're helping to test it and complete it. But with all that being said, we shall see you guys next time.